Sorry, that was my bad.
You're good.
What is the misconception that students have that this needs to address? Because remember, I don't know anything about space, and if I can understand it, they'll understand
Yeah.
it. So what's the misconception?
So the misconception is going from a 2D, looking at an image, to a 3D in space representation of where.
So what about it is confusing? What are they not getting?
They're struggling with seeing a 2D image, mentally figuring out where each object is in 3D space, then either interpreting a different image or interpreting words about a different circumstance and going back to a 2D representation. So for instance, they struggle with problems like, if I'm Earth, this is the moon, and the sun's over there, and I see what you see right now, the 3D moon, or the 2D representation of sun, moon, Earth. What do you see if you are on my nose?
Okay, so
Earth.
let's see if I'm hearing this right. So they're given on their assessments 2D images, obviously, and they have to put themselves in the, like, almost in the perspective of being like on Earth and what they would see. Okay.
Yep.
So what's the purpose of this activity?
So this is to get them, instead of seeing their 2D images, they're going to take a 3D model, experience it, and then draw the 2D image themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they've done that, they'll move on to the more
Analysis.
problems that are like the IA, where they have the 2D on the page and they have to answer either in words or in a picture, but that's after they've immediately modeled.
Okay, show me.
Okay, so they would have just watched the video, and then scholars, at the top of your class packet, there are directions for how to do this. I'm going to go over what this will look like in our classroom before we start. So I need all eyes tracking me. Thank you. Thank you. So whichever scholar is sitting here, Trayvon, please come and stand directly in front of me. Trayvon is going to stand directly in front of me, and he's going to hold my flashlight. My flashlight should be directed directly toward my body.
What does the flashlight represent?
The flashlight is representing the sun in our case. Trayvon is going to stay right there, and Trayvon's not going to move because the sun doesn't orbit anything. Trayvon will stay right there, and he will just watch what I'm doing. Now what I'm going to start with is I'm going to turn my shoulders so that they're facing Trayvon. I'm representing the Earth, and I'm imagining what it would look like from my own eyes. To do that, I have my moon. My moon is the smaller ball that is on the stick. I'm going to hold it just in front of my face so that it's far enough away that I can see. What we're going to do first is we're going to take a look. We're going to see what part of this moon we see that's lit up from our perspective. Once we see that point, we're going to draw it in the box in our independent practice. In this case, I would be standing here. Trayvon is shining his light on me. And we can see from your perspective that one half of the moon is lit and one half of the moon is dark. But from my perspective, I can only see the dark side of the moon. What I'm going to do for the next step is I'm going to turn just a little bit so that I'm diagonal, and my moon's going to come with me. Trayvon will stay in the same place, but now I will look at my moon and draw a picture of what my moon looks like.
So,
Should I be drawing this at the same time?
yeah, how many different phases are they drawing?
I was only going to go through 2 for the independent practice, but have them go all the way around for my demo, I was only going to do 2 for the whole thing. I was going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, so good instinct. Yes, you should draw the first 2 because, again, what is the misconception they have?
They're going from 2D to 3D to 2D.
Great, so you have to show them the...
Should I say, like, this is what I do, this is what I see, then step over here and draw it and say like, you can draw with me.
Yeah, and
This
then-
is what I see.
And then, yep,
And then step back, turn, diagonal, give those directions, describe what I see and then draw it, or just go to drawing.
let's practice it. Turn your dot cam on, get out a piece of paper.
So what they'll have is they'll already have sun here. And this image will show them where they should be positioned. So this will already be provided on the packet with the moon moving around. And then it has a box that says like, my view. And in the box,
Can't see it, can you focus it? Make sure you're doing that for kids too. It's a glare, is that why? Oh, no, it's coming.
it does weird things once I change the light in here.
It's adjusting. I can see now.
Okay. So in my view,
Mm-hmm,
it'll just have a blank circle,
mm-hmm.
so that all they have to do is fill
okay.
in, right? So we know that we're going for the moon. This is what I see of the moon. That means that I'm.
Let's start it from the beginning. Let's start with like from the flashlight. Remember to tell me what it represents, because I want to see the whole thing. Like you modeling it, drawing it, then going back to the second face.
So scholars, I'm going to demonstrate what that will look like in our room. To do that, I need Trayvon to stand right here. Trayvon's going to hold the flashlight and he's going to point it directly at me. Trayvon in this model is representing the sun. His light is just going to shine directly here. As it shines here, he's not going to move because our sun doesn't orbit on the scale that we're looking at.
Such a good bonus point to say that. I love it. Keep going.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to face Trayvon. I'm representing the Earth. And I'm looking through my own eyes to see what I would see in a particular position. What I have in front of me is my moon. This moon I'm going to hold just far enough in front of my face so that I can see what it looks like. From your perspective, you can see the sun is lighting one half of my moon and has a dark side. That's what you also have in your picture on the class practice. What I see is I only see the dark side of the moon. That means I'm going to come over to my view. For this first situation, I am going to color in the entire moon because I can only see the dark side from this position. Make sure that paper matches board.
Nice can.
Scholars, my next step is going to be turning just a little bit so that my shoulders are diagonal to Trayvon. He's going to stay in the same place, but my moon is going to still be in front of my face. What I'm going to do now is take a look. I see that I can see part of the lit side of the moon. That means from this view, I'm going to step over here. I'm going to say that I saw this side of the moon as lit, but the rest of the moon to me looked dark. So I'll color that part in. When you look at the large image, this first image, you see that the moon has also moved in its representation. What you're doing is you are modeling this image with your sticks and suns, and you're drawing what you end up seeing. We had trouble with going from looking at a picture to interpreting that picture. This is hopefully that step we need to take. Scholars, when I say go, turn to your partner. The partner on the right-hand side will hold the flashlight first. The partner on the left-hand side will do the drawing. Because only one person is moving, that means that we can be at a level 0 because we're just drawing in our packet. I will tell you when to rotate. You will have 15 seconds for each view of the moon. When I say go, stand silently behind your chairs and get your materials out. Go. 3. Thank you, Trayvon. Thank you, Destiny. 2.